I have an interesting project this week. On Tuesday nights, I host a podcast over on Facebook. And some of the episodes are actually here on YouTube, and we used to host it here on YouTube. Since it was a live broadcast, it was very difficult to handle blasters. We even found it difficult to have pictures of blasters on the podcast when we were streaming live on YouTube. So we are now doing all of our live streams on Facebook, and if anything good happens, or we're trying to think about how to bring the whole library over here to Facebook also, or YouTube also, but every month we give a blaster away. Every last Tuesday of the month we have a game night, and the winner will win a blaster. This month's kind of been a little bit different. We kind of got a little sidetracked with a few things. So last week we just kind of put it to a vote whether they wanted. I gave the option of a Mirror Sun Power 5, an A&H Hero DL-44, or an ESB Stunt DL-44. Those are all based on the Bullnose Mauser, which is what this is here. Anyway, they decided they wanted a custom, and we do a lot of customs. We don't have them available for sale, but here's a couple examples of some customs I've built in the past. Here's a nice DL-44 with parts from just about every blaster I think I make, actually. This one was pretty cool. I really like this one. Also, this one Matt made. He's the co-host on the podcast. I just gave him the parts bin and just said, here's the frame, the blaster, the Mauser body. I said, go ahead and make a blaster. And he did, and this is what he came up with. Now, both of these are actually been prizes in the past. The particular winner of these prizes, in the past, he's came and picked these up. They're probably just going to go ahead and be shipped off to him. So anyway, with those aside, during that process, they kind of wanted to put a stock on it and do a bunch of other type of stuff. I think the stock was really the big thing. So I went ahead and 3D printed a stock off of a Boba Fett blaster. I think this is the ESB version. I need to marry this to this. I haven't figured out what else I'm going to use. I got some Greebly bins out for other different types of blasters. I got another bucket over here that's got some scopes in it that I might use. Got a few scope choices. So I'm just going to go ahead and first figure out how I'm going to fit this onto here. What it looks like is I have got to flatten this side of the grip so it's in line with the handle. I'm trying to think what the best way to do that is, and it's probably going to be the belt sander. I think I'll just use the belt sander over on the other side of the shop to get that done. Once that's done and I can get this attached, we can start building the rest of the blaster. So let's get started with that. So as you can see, I got this thing sanded down pretty good. Now there's a little piece, there's a little pin that sticks out on these. I'm gonna need to remove that also. There we go. Doesn't exactly conform to that grip shape, but I'm gonna line it up and make it fit the best I can. All right, so I think that looks pretty good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the drill bit, and some screws. And I'm going to attach the stock to the gun or the blaster, and I'm going to also attach the stock to itself. Now that I got it all this together, I can start thinking about what kind of scope to put on it, how to mount a scope, and go from there. I got some screws here. Screws big enough, long enough to go through the grip and into the handle and secure everything. I think that'll work pretty good. So what I'm going to do is line that up. I'm going to use a pencil to mark where my two screws are going to go. Drill those holes. I'm going to line it back up right where I want it. go. Doesn't feel too bad. Now, if I wanted to, I could trim that bit off there, round that off, and make it more conform to this grip. But I'm kind of liking the idea of just parts found in the universe kind of thing. I kind of like putting things together that kind of work together, but you can tell they originally were never meant to be together. I'm kind of liking this. Yeah. So I screwed this part of the stock onto the blaster because for shipping purposes, I want to be able to unbolt this so it can fit in a box. Actually, I'd like it to ship in one of my pistol boxes and not ship in one of my larger boxes. That'll save me a lot of money. But what I will do is I am going to glue these two pieces together and then put screws in it also. Now, when gluing anything together, you should always sand or scuff those surfaces. The sanding scratches allow what you're gluing together to have more of a bite. Makes for a much stronger bond. There we go. Hold these guys together for a minute or two to get them nice and give it a nice bond, a chance to make a nice bond. It's actually starting to look pretty cool already. Now we know that the Mausers themselves, the broom handle Mausers, did come, or many of them did come and can accept its own stock. I've never seen one fitted with a stock like this. I'm kind of digging it. I like the way it looks. Scopes. I guess I like to go with the scope next, especially when I'm building a custom. You just kind of go with the big parts. Well, I tend to go with the big parts and then fill in the rest. I'm thinking about using one of these A&H Hero style scopes. If you're going to turn this into a little bit of a carbine, it'd be cool. I think it would look better to have a larger scope on it, so I think that's what I'm going to use is the larger scope. I'm going to run this over the sander real quick. I'll be right back. Let's see. Let me mount this right on top. I'm going to get some sandpaper. I've got these pieces of, I don't know what they're, marble or something like that. I don't even remember where we got them. We got them, they were part of a remodel or something. They busted these out. But these are nice, heavy, probably about 3/4 of an inch thick. And I love using them to glue 3D prints together. I have a nice smooth surface I can lay pieces on. When I get glue or anything on them, you just scrape it off with a razor blade. They're hard. Also, mounting sandpaper on them is awesome because it gives you a really nice flat surface to true up your parts for fitting. I typically use a 3M adhesive backed sandpaper. I have 180 and 320 on this one. Okay. Oh yeah, that fits nice. So, whenever I'm building a custom blaster, usually the reason why we build customs here is because I have plenty of miscast parts. I don't typically repair a miscast part to be sold to a customer. I don't normally offer these parts up unless I sell them as a miscast set or miscast pieces or whatever. I usually just leave them around here until I have enough pieces to maybe build an A&H Hero out of miscast parts, or a Mir Sun Power 5, or where I just need to cast one or two other pieces to fill out a kit, and then it will be offered up as one of our giveaway blasters. All right, so scope mounts on, it's glued on. This is an A&H Hero scope, and it lays down in there really nice. Ooh, actually, it would fit better if it was upside down. It would make a better fit if it was upside down. I've never actually put a scope on upside down. I kind of like that. Let's try that out. So yeah, scuff all these pieces up. Add some glue. And we're going to put you on upside down. A little pressure on it. All right, let's start thinking about a flash suppressor. All right, I'm going to use this flash suppressor. Take this over to the sander, knock the end off of it, and put it in the drill press. Kind of like that. I need to get the Dremel out and hog that hole out a little bit bigger. There we go. All right, now we got a flash. I think we need some greeblies. Number one, we need some greeblies right here because I drilled a hole through it. So I'm wondering what will work there. This part right here is a E11 magazine release. That's what this is. I'm going to stick that right over that hole. Sand it down, kind of lower its profile a little bit so it won't stand up too high. Perfect. As long as I don't glue it to my own finger. I'm wondering if I should go more traditional DL-44 parts, or should I add pieces that are not regular old DL-44 parts? Ooh, I got this Yamaha engine cover. This part was on the this Yamaha engine cover was it's a part that's on the Vibro-Axe, and it's also on Y-wing helmets. I kind of do like that. That looks pretty good. Just about like that. There we go. This is the Return of the Jedi DL-44 part. I like that. We're going to put that right there. Yeah, that looks good. See, on this side, let's do a set of piston halves like on the ESB Stunt and Return of the Jedi. This is exactly what they have. There we go. Looks pretty good. This part right here comes off of the Greedo blaster, but it's also a part that is found on the Y-wing helmet also, in conjunction with a few other pieces. Right there. I kind of like that. This looks pretty good. That's a pretty cool little blaster. I like it. I don't think I'm adding anything else to it. I thought about trying to add some stuff. Now I do have the greeblies that come on the stock, which I think I am going to add those. They're just, right now, they're just raw 3D prints. I probably won't even sand and prime them. Now, the buttstock, I just had a little extra primer today and went ahead and primed it. I wasn't planning to prime it either, but I think these pieces, I'm just going to paint them black and glue them on after the buttstock's been painted. That looks pretty cool. Kind of like basically it's a little carbine now. And of course, these two screws it'll allow you to take it back off and have it just as a regular pistol, or more importantly, it'll be easier for me to ship it and save a little bit of money. I'm actually digging this thing. This is, I don't think I've ever put together a custom DL-44 quite like this. I hope you've enjoyed following along with this down and dirty, quick parts bin DL-44 build with a ESB Boba Fett stock added on. This thing's ready to paint. I think, although it is getting a little too late to do that tonight, so I think I'm going to save that for next time. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you come back to watch this bad boy get a paint job.